do conclusion.
Hmm.
And so I have that format. So I just overall I chose a topic because it said on there to choose the topic and I chose it. So is that pretty much it then?
I think so. Yeah, I meant to respond to your text. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not super clear on what it was, but I have a friend who's taking this class too, and I saw their video, and the person in her group whose turn it was to teach did like a math lesson, and she did like an I do stage, and then a we do, and then explained like what she would have students do, like in a you do
Wait,
stage.
okay, so I did exactly the same thing. Okay, good. I was like kind of having a heart attack here, like like, oh well, hopefully you guys don't give me an F.
Don't worry, we'll get through it together.
Yeah, I don't know where everybody else is at. Uh,
Tegan said that her computer's being rough, but that she'll be here in a minute.
it's all good. Yeah, no, there's a lot more work than I thought to be put in, which is weird. I was like freaking out. I was like, I had to add this and this. Oh, wait, also this.
There we go.
Hey,
Hi.
Tegan.
Oh my gosh. It was like just sitting there with the screen with your guys' pictures on it and just like not doing anything. And I was like, cool.
You're like of all the times for this to happen, perfect.
Yeah, I was like, nice. I love this. Oh,
Yeah,
let
no,
me.
I moved the Google Chat on my tablet now, so I have it on here. Computer doesn't work, and on my phone.
Smart.
Uh,
All covered.
yeah.
Who's doing the lesson this week? I know that I'm
Me.
person 4, so I don't go until week 7.
I am. Is Rita gonna be on soon, or has anybody heard from her?
I haven't heard anything from her. Have you guys?
I guess I could look at my mail for a second. I don't think I heard anything from her. Huh. My computer's kind of annoying, so.
Because Allison, you're 3, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. So it'll be Jade and then Rita. I invited Rita to this video, but maybe she's got
Okay.
something.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Jay, do you know if you're person 1 or person 2?
I just said I go today, so I guess I'm number one. I won on the module group 9 notes. I put myself as group member number one.
Okay.
Okay. So did you prepare the lesson plan for today?
Yeah, so that's what my question about. So I do have the lesson, like what I want to teach you guys,
Yeah.
and then it's about the notes. So do I like take notes while I'm teaching you guys, or like how? Because I have the lesson plan, and then what the module what we're talking about as a group also about
Yeah.
two, two of those.
I can take notes while you give the lesson if you want, because it'd be kind of hard for you to do both at once.
Okay, yeah, I then I do the because I have notes for about the UDL toolkit or the toolkit thing.
Yeah, so
I
you
have
can
everything,
have like that part in the group one, and then I'll fill out like the notes part for the other part.
and that would be my presentation toward the teaching. Okay. Oh, this is nervousing. Okay, well, I will. Let's see here. I guess I could start teaching, eh? Let me get set up like a classroom. I kind of have it set up. Let me. Oh my, it's not really a good example, but let's see here. I don't know if I can have something high enough. Can you even see that down low? How low can this get? Sorry, I'm like experimenting with levels with my iPad. Mm, this might be a problem. I'm not a technology person. I think it would have been better in an actual school situation. I'm
Great.
just going to hold it like this. Okay, so my lesson plan is about math. So I would like to present, let's see, I would like to present my drawing here, which I did, of a pie. Hold on. So I have a pie that I drew right here. Oh. Ooh, can you guys see that? Nope, you cannot. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Turn you guys over. So here is my pie, and that pie is 1/2. So I'm going to start off with, before I get even further along in my lesson plan, I'm going to start off with a YouTube, kind of funny little YouTube clip of math. So here we go. I'll show you. It's a computer. There it is. Um, let's see here. This is what. and then you guys can listen to it, and then we can start off.
I figure 75% to you, Pa and Ma, and 25% divided between the 5 of us. You, Duck, Crowbar, myself, Tom, and the baby. That makes 5% for each one of us.
Billy, you're cheating yourself. If there's 25% divided among the 5 of you, that's 14% apiece.
Oh, no, listen, Pa. I wouldn't cheat you. You know I wouldn't. Now, look here. I'll show you. Let me rub this out here. And now, 25 divided by 5 is 5. You see, the 5 won't go into 2, will it? No. But 5 goes into 25 5 times, you see?
No, you're wrong, Billy. Now, I'm pretty good mathematician. Now, 5 into 25, 5 won't go into 2, will it?
No.
But 5 goes into 5 once. Now, we didn't use the 2 before, so we bring it down here. Now, 5 into 20 goes 4 times. There you are. 5 into 25, 14.
No, look, Pa. Let me prove it to you now by multiplication. 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25.
Well, I'm surprised you're learning.
Huh?
I'm surprised that you're learning. Now I'll show you. 5 times 14 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5. 25. That's it.
No, Ma. Look, you're wrong there because I'll prove it to you. We'll put down 5 14s here. 14, 14, 14. There. Now I'll prove to you by addition that 5 14s is not 25. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Brush up, Billy. I don't want to see you boys cheating.
Okay, so that was a video that I thought would be appropriate for one of my lessons. Just a fun little YouTube click. So I would like you to know, are you guys available to have paper? Oops, sorry. Do you
I
guys
can grab
have
some
paper
paper.
with you? Okay, and then could you guys please grab colored pencils, or I guess you can grab, yeah, just a pencil. Please. Okay, as I may already told you guys, I made a pie right here. Hold on. Oh, my thing is not turning over. Which is which is a full pie, which I split it into a half a pie. And since right now we're going to introduce fractions, I made another chart that is, oops, right here. So I have 2 pies. I drew 2 pies, and I colored a half a pie, which is on top. And then since looks like this, I drew a line right here so it doesn't confuse. But I drew another half, and that equals 1 pie. So this is more simple. So I drew a pie, cut it in half. Then I want 2 pies to be 2 separate, but then add them together. So I drew 2 pies, cut them in half, drew one side of the pie, then filled the other pie in the half, and then it equals 1. So then I want to show you another one that's more complex now. And it's going to be a pie that is 1/4. So I drew a pie and added a little extra numbers here. So don't worry about the numbers right here to confuse you at all. So I drew a pie, I split it in half, and then I cut it in half again. And that is 1/4. This area right here is 1/4 a pie. So since we did the 1/2 and we added only 2 pies, now I want to add 3 pies. So I drew for you guys 3 pies. But I still want to stick with 1/4. I don't want to change it to 1/2. My answer would be 1/4. So I have 1/4 plus a 1/4 plus a 1/4. So I drew 3 pies. I split into the 4. Each time I color in a pie. And then that equals to 3/4. So any questions about my drawings before I have each of one of you guys draw your own pies, and I will give you an equation so you can draw yourself. Any other questions or
I'm
comments?
good.
I'm good.
Okay, so you're good? Okay, so since this model here of the pie, I kind of gave you guys right here, I am a model, so you guys don't have to draw it on your own. Okay, let's see if this works. Right here. Can you guys see that okay?
Hmm.
Yes, okay. So I would like Tegan to do 1/6 and Allison to do 1/8. First, before you start the 1/8, I want you guys to just plus 2/1/8, so 1/8 plus 1/8. So Tegan, for you, what fraction did I tell you
Am I
again?
doing 1/6 plus 1/6?
Yes, 1/6 plus 1/6, just like I did in 1/2 plus 1/2. Just do two of them, not the other one. So just like this, but instead you guys draw and then color and show you guys' work.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Thank God this is so ugly.
I know mine's a mess too. Sorry, guys.
doesn't have to be perfect. Mine took a while too. I just quickly drew circles. Move that out of the way. Show you guys this, so if you want to look at it again, I have an example on the whiteboard or iPad. Okay, so when you guys are ready, I would like you guys to show me it, please, so I know that you guys are ready to go.
Okay, I have mine. I drew one circle and made it into 8 pieces and shaded one in, and then I drew another circle in 8 pieces and shaded a different one in. So then when you add them up, then 2 of the pieces are shaded out of 8, so it's 2 out of 8 is my answer.
Okay, thank you. And Tegan, for you?
Okay, so you can barely see that. So I have a circle and I split it into 6 pieces, and I have a 1/6, or I have one of the 6 pieces shaded, and then I did that again over here, and then I went down here and shaded 2 of the 1/6 pieces and got 2/6, or it can be 1/3.
Okay, thank you. So we're doing exactly the same thing, but instead now, my example over here, which I did of the 4th, I want you guys to do 3 pies with the same fraction that you have done already.
Okay.
So no new fractions, just exactly the same ones that you just did, but instead of adding one more pie.
Okay, so I'd be doing 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6.
Plus 1/6, correct. 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6.
3 times. Got it.
Correct.
Okay, I drew 3 circles and I divided each one into 8 pieces and colored 1 in each circle, and then I added them all up, so there's 3 equal sized pieces in this circle, so it's 3 out of 8, or 3/8 is my answer.
Okay.
Okay, so I drew 3 circles, all split into like 6 pieces, and I shaded 1 out of each of them, And then to put them together, I shaded 3 because there's 3 shaded pieces total. And that either gets me 3 of 6 or it splits it into half and is 1/2.
Thank you. So as you know, math is definitely hard sometimes. And so this is my lesson plan. It's just one out of multiple ways you can introduce fractions in math. And so I would like please pros and cons that you can maybe change or was good for this one particular lesson plan. It was short but simple.
No, it was good. I liked it. I was writing notes because we have to like evaluate you.
Yeah,
so I
I
like,
actually evaluation.
but I was like writing notes and like just saying like that you had like multiple different examples, which was nice because like you started with something easy and then made it a little bit more complex. And then I like that you like asked like, oh, like, do you have any questions like before you had us practice it? You like modeled it and then you're like, okay, like, do you have any questions before like moving on? And then, you know, like having us like do it and then assessing us. I think that was really good.
Okay,
Yeah,
you.
I think it was good, like the way that you gave us time to like work it out and you weren't like pushing us like, do you need help? You got it? Which like I think sometimes kids get frustrated if you're like on top of them when they're working. So like just having the time to like sit in quiet and work it out is really important.
Yes, I was going to do you guys in groups, but then I realized, wait, we're in a group already. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I think that's smart. I think it was good.
thank you. So that was the end of the lesson. So thank you.
Hey.
Yay. Now to let me get my computer out for notes. Now to the lesson, the actual what we're doing in the module.
Go first. I did the writing tools because I just like did one of the new sections and then just picked 3 examples out of it. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
And so I did writing tools. And so the first one that I found that I liked was called Language Tool. And so it's an application that like proofreads your text, but it does it in like 20 plus languages, which I thought was really neat. And it's able to detect like grammatical and stylistic issues that like a simple spell check on Word that can't do. And so I think that's really cool because it's like helpful for all grade levels, and I think it's really cool that it's like inclusive of all languages. Like you could write it in your native language, or if it's like a class, like for a language class, like you can have them edit it. And the fact that they look at stylistic issues, I think that's smart as well because I think that you know a lot of people can do grammar, but they can't always do style. So I liked that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. That's really cool.
Right, and like the 20 plus languages was really neat.
That's awesome. Like, especially if you have students that are like come into your class, like being able to read and write in another language, like not being able to assess them would be like the hardest thing. So having that would be awesome.
Oh yeah. So my second one was called Spelling City. And so it's a tool. It's a helpful tool for teachers and students that are working with spelling words. You can pretty much just like enter your list of words into the website, and then it creates like a bunch of games to go along with it. It like not only helps you like figure out how to spell them because you're seeing it so many times, it's also helping with like comprehension and like meaning of the words because it does like pictures and stuff like that with it. So I thought that was cool. And again, it's helpful for like students where English is their second language because then they can like visualize, which I thought was neat because it's not just, okay, here's a spelling list, now go like figure it out. It's like, okay, here's your spelling list, but here's also your spelling list with a bunch of games that you can do with it that are going to help you not only be able to spell the word, but understand the word.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. And then the last one was called Paper Rater. And so it's similar to the first one called the Language Tools one. So it does like grammar and spelling checks. It gives like writing suggestions, which I thought was cool. And it checks for plagiarism, which I liked. Yeah, because there's a lot of times where it's like you don't know that you didn't cite something correctly or that you like paraphrase too closely or something like that. And so I thought that one was really cool too.
Yeah, that's cool because a lot of times like plagiarism checkers will work like once you've submitted an assignment, like when, you know, in Blackboard and stuff sometimes, but it's cool that you can have like do it on your own before you get to that stage.
Yeah, before it's too late.
Yeah, if you like were like honestly just like made a mistake.
Exactly. I mean, that's my biggest fear. And like, I'm not one to plagiarize. Like, I like writing. And so it's like, I'm not one to do that. But one of my biggest fears is that like, I'm not going to cite something on accident, or I'm going to like paraphrase it too closely without thinking about it. And then I'm going to be like, oh, you failed. Like, you're out of the school. And I'm going to be like, no. It's bad.
Okay, I did graphic organizers. And I just kind of wrote like a little blurb about how like they help students organize and create a visual representation of new information. So it's kind of like multiple means of representation and like multiple means of like action and expression, because there's so many different ways that you can like organize your thoughts and like different like mediums to do it through. And then the first, like I found like three different, like I found one app and then one Chrome extension and then one just like website. So there's like different ways to access it. So the first one I chose was an app, and it's called Poplet Lite, and they have like like in the app store, so like on iPads or like iPhones or whatever, which I don't know like how common that is in the classroom, but I'm sure at home it's really common. And so you can like map out, like you like can like type in words and it'll give you like a bubble, and then you can like draw lines like with your finger to connect them.
Oh, cool.
You can also you can use images instead of just text, so you could pull up like a picture of something and like branch out ideas from that. And then when it's done, you can export it as a PDF, so you could like send it to someone else or like save it or print it even. So I think that's kind of cool. And then the next one is like a Google Chrome extension, and it's compatible with Google Docs, which is really cool because you can have other people, like a bunch of people can be collaborating on the same graphic organizer, like just from computers, which is really cool. And then I was reading like the user reviews because there wasn't a whole lot of information like on like the app itself in the like Chrome store, and people were saying that it was like just as simple and as complex as they needed it to be, which I think is cool because you could use it like at any grade level and like wherever your students are at. Like if they needed to like have this really like incredible like mapped out plan, they could do it. But if they were like at a lower level and like they could just do it to meet their own needs.
Yeah. That one online instead of like having to like find their like own way to do it.
Yeah, I think, and like I always get really frustrated like if I'm mapping something out and I have to like cross stuff out and like change it. And so it'd be really cool to do it online where you could just like delete something and like remove it, and it would be really flexible.
Yeah.
And then the last one is pretty similar to the other two, and it's just a website, and it costs money for like a few of the features, but most of it you can do for free. And it is the same like idea as the one that you can do through Google Docs, and it's like collaborative, and you can just like add people by their email address to the same project. And there's like a group chat like feature like on the side, like how there was on this video. It's like on that too, and they can like talk to each other, and that one's like images and text as well. And so I think it's really like cool. Like I wish we would have had this when we were students, because I like would map things out and get so mad, or like be like working with someone else and not be able to articulate like what's happening in your head and like the connections you're making. So to be able to like have them see it just on their computer would be so helpful.
Are we doing it right now as we Google chat right now? Isn't that kind of like it? I mean, we can comment with each other and that. So it's kind of like what we're doing right now, like the feature wise, with how we can write on that Google Docs so we can add on to our stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that ish. Okay. So I came up with, so I don't know if I did that right because I had, whoopsies, hold on, sorry. I had the multimedia and digital storytelling. And so when I opened a lot of these, it was like a lot of apps that they need to like sign in for an account, which is free, but I'm like, I don't really want to sign in like 3, 4 different things and try it out. So pretty much said multimedia telling is through apps and computers. So the iOS device for the apps, I got the what is this one? I think the sock puppets and the little bird's tail. So the little bird's tail is kind of fun because that helps like kids with parents and children comprehend the reading levels at the child's level. so they can interact with the book. So you can add like pick out a book, and then they can add their own voices to
Oh,
read to the
cool.
children,
Oh,
or the children,
wow.
yeah, the children can also go into the book and then maybe delete what's on it and then make their own thing. And they
Cool.
interact with it, and they can touch it and erase it. And it's really fun, actually. It's really cute. And it's really interactive. And it's really auditory, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, kind of like, yeah. So, grandparents or grandmas, you can share with anybody you want about
Yeah, that's
their,
really cool.
yeah. And then another one is through computer resources. And I saw the voice thread. So, this is pretty much the exact same thing you can, for teachers, parents, and students also. This is more, let's see here, comical creations. So it's more advanced. I feel like it's more toward not early childhood, but more to like middle to elementary. So it's
Mm-hmm.
more in technique about their level of literacy, and they can do also like create cartoons, and they
Mm.
can create their own, but then also have their cartoons act like they can move. Like this cartoon is going to drink coffee. It's kind of like Sims. Like they can make their cartoon move. I'm like,
That's
whoa,
so
this is really
cool.
weird. Yeah, so it's just pretty much that. And the kids, like I said, can do whatever they need to. And also for teachers that they can present with the children too. So they
Yeah,
can make
that's
their own.
super engaging. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's all I got from that. And then on a side note, if you don't mind, so I was a bit confused because I thought for my lesson plan also is that for the toolkit, even though that is the toolkit, I did a review for literacy tool and math tools.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Wow.
don't know if you want to talk about that or not. But I did like three different examples of literacy tools and three different example of math tools too.
That's what I like originally did, and then I was like, oh, that's not what I have to do. Just
I
kidding.
know
Yeah,
exactly.
I written down too, but it was like, I guess like all of us were supposed to read literacy and math, and
Yeah.
then choose like a third one to talk about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had it all set up. I mean, I had it
Oh
for
my
literacy
gosh.
and math, and then I do, which I do must be through these notes that I just told you about. So I'm like a
Oh,
bit
yeah, yeah, yeah.
confused. So I don't know in my notes, because in my notes it said that we have to talk about, which we already did, right? The three tools.
Hmm.
Okay, so I don't exactly. I mean, I'm writing notes right now. Sorry, you guys can't see it. I put it on Word document so I can edit it.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But I
As
don't know
I
if you want
said.
to talk about the literacy tools, like more of it, and math tools. But I mean, the math tools, I remember I did math tools, and that
Mhm.
was mostly just games though, because it's practicing what I struggle with, which is multiplication and fractions. So pretty much math tools helped me because I found some of the sites that were on here actually, and I did them, which is weird. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
I thought they were cool. There was one that I remember I was looking at that it was like you could pick it by like subject, like by content, and then by grade, which I thought was really neat. And then it was like the base 10 blocks or whatever that like we were using in like 157, like they have online, which I think is neat for kids that like are visual learners but can't do it via like physical, like they have to do it via virtual. So I thought that was cool that stuff that you can use every day in the classroom, like tools that like are going to help you understand a concept, like they had available online, which I thought was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's really like I think it's awesome that all this stuff has come out like that can support students because I feel like back in the day like before we were students even like it was so hard I think for people to learn because there was just like one way to do it and if you can't learn in the one way then you're just like tough out of luck. And so
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that people have like branched out and like created all these different means of learning.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, especially just like thinking so much about kids with like disabilities and stuff like that. Like being able to have the option to understand your material in another way is huge. Like that's so cool.
So I
Yeah.
do have a quick question. So in my daycare, because I mean, I argued a little bit because I didn't tell her straight up because I didn't know if it was the right thing to do because I know we're talking about technology right now. So the situation is pretty much our daycare right now. We don't have any disabilities that we know of right now because they're 4 or 5 year olds.
Yeah.
But this teacher came in. She's new, and she has an iPad and she takes it out a lot for the kids. definitely when parents come. So I'm just like, ah, that seems like a bad example, because they have a technology out and they're all just zooming in to the iPad.
Yeah.
But the iPad has all these other resources. She does use some of the literacy tools, which I didn't know about, like kind of like the sentencing, like cut, cut, cat, and
Yeah.
then so I don't know, like I feel like maybe like because we kind of talked about it, she got in trouble because she used it too much. So
Mm,
I'm like, I don't know if like it's a good time or not to do it. I mean, I
yeah.
believe that hands-on in the classroom is better than like technology for sure. But this is, I think, something different. So I don't know, like,
Yeah. That's hard because there's such like a balance between like, letting like having making sure that kids, can understand in different forms, like having multiple ways of engagement and representation. Like that's big. But like it's also hard because I know like sometimes it's easy to get distracted by it and then instead of comprehending you're kind of just like playing with the tools. And so I think that's like a tough line that is just like kind of drawn like as, someone that's in charge and somebody that's like teaching like no matter whether it's in daycare or whether it's like in school, like that's such a hard place to be.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
like
mean,
a
yeah.
balancing act.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I guess why I question it is that because I guess she doesn't interact with them. They just like let it be, you know what I mean? So like I don't know because I
Oh
ask children like, hey, like, what is that you're touching or something?
yeah.
Kind of be ask questions while they're doing it. But I was just like, because she got mad
Yeah.
as last sitting there. She's like, let the kids sit there. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's rude.
Yeah. It's important to like play with them so that you can, be like, oh, okay, and this is this, and this is this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I,
like in like an early childhood major, so I'm pretty into it. And definitely like I feel like at a certain like age level, like they're just not ready for like the technology aspect of things. Like they really need to be learning like hands-on, like
Mhm.
engaging. Like it's
Oh
just more at their level than like sitting them in front of a screen. Especially like nowadays kids get so much screen time at home that like to add to it at school is just really like you want to do it like as sparingly as you can.
yeah. Agreed. Definitely. Cool. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I think we covered it, right?
Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
I mean, I don't see anything that
Um,
we,
so
so
we just need to put the length of the video on, and then we are good to all share this. As all of the notes that you were writing, Jade, are they all on here?
yeah, I have it on a separate page because I literally just like took notes and then I'm gonna do like a paragraph because I have a paragraph now. So I'm gonna form it and
Okay,
then paste it there.
cool. Would you want to just
So,
shoot us a text when you have that done, so then we can copy the link into the assignment?
yes, I will do that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
All
Cool.
right.
Cool.
See y'all next week.
Yep,
Bye.
see